and welcome to SW News. This is me Aarti. The coronavirus pandemic has gripped the world. While several countries across the world are trying to beat the pandemic, some countries are doing better than the others. And some of these countries are Germany, then you can say New Zealand, Finland, you can say Iceland and also Denmark. These 5 countries are doing better at the job of flattening the curve of coronavirus spread than the others. And some people have also pointed out that these countries who are trying to flatten the curve of coronavirus are better at response to coronavirus have one thing in common, and that is female leadership. Yes, all of these 5 countries are led by women. Now, in this video, I am not going to talk about how only the countries which are led by women are only doing better at the job of flattening the curve of coronavirus spread. But the point I am trying to make is that at a time when several parts across the world, females in leadership roles are scoffed at, this particular revelation comes as an eye-opener. So let us see how these countries manage to flatten the curve of coronavirus. Germany. The total positive cases of COVID-19 in Germany stand at 1,27,854, while the death toll is at 3,022. 64,300 people have already recovered from the coronavirus, and the country is carrying out 15,730 tests per million population. Its death rate is significantly lower, just below 2%. Out of the closed cases, which include recoveries and plus deaths, Germany's ratio stands at 95% of the recoveries. Merkel had urged people to social distance as early as March 11, quoting statistics about the worst case scenario and showing the reality of the disease to people. Merkel, a trained scientist, has communicated clearly and calmly and regularly throughout the crisis as she imposed ever stricter social distancing measures on the country. The restrictions, which have been crucial to slowing the spread of the pandemic, met with little political opposition and are broadly followed in Germany. The Chancellor's approval ratings have also soared. New Zealand. The total positive cases of COVID-19 in New Zealand stand at 1,349, while the death toll is mere 5. 546 people have already recovered, and the country is carrying out 13,029 tests per million population. Now, New Zealand Prime Minister Jacinda Ardern's policies relied heavily on one statement that she made. She said that act like you have coronavirus. She told her citizens, every move you then make is a risk for someone else. That is how we must all collectively think. And that's why the joy of physically visiting other family, children, grandchildren, friends, neighbors is on hold. Now, New Zealand had fewer infections than many other countries on March 25 when the lockdown was imposed. But Ardern's government wanted to move fast to halt the spread. It was one of the first countries to force all arriving travelers into self-isolation and to ban large gatherings. Finland. The total positive cases of COVID-19 in Finland stand at 3,064, while the death toll is at 56. 300 people have already recovered, and the country is carrying out 8,287 tests per million population. Headed by Prime Minister Sanna Marin, has seen the daily death rate drop since April 6. Of its 300 closed cases, it has a 88% recovery rate. Finland's government on Thursday confirmed that it was extending by a month most of the restrictions imposed to contain the spread of the novel coronavirus. Iceland. The total positive cases of COVID-19 in Iceland stand at 1,701, while the death toll is just 8. 889 people have already recovered, and the country is carrying out 35,253 tests per million population. In Iceland, Prime Minister Catherine's efforts have seen a 99% recovery rate, as well as seeing a drop in number of daily cases since April 2. Besides the effort on the COVID-19 front, their country received praises for its focused on the economy approach. Iceland introduced emergency measures worth 8% of gross domestic product to counter the impact of coronavirus. The $1.6 billion package includes state guarantees on bridge loans to businesses and the payment of as much as 75% of people's lost salaries over the next 2.5 months. Denmark. The total positive cases of COVID-19 in Denmark stand at 6,174, while the death toll is at 273. 2,123 people have already recovered and the country is carrying out 12,107 tests per million population. Denmark's recorded number of new cases can also be seen dropping from April 6. Danish Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen has even announced plans to reopen daycare centers and schools on April 15 as a first step to gradually relax a 3-week lockdown to curb the spread of the new coronavirus. Denmark's response to the pandemic was hailed worldwide as a leading example, especially its economic measures. It was one of the first countries which offered to pay 75% of private companies' employees' salaries to avoid mass layoffs. So next time someone says that women are not able to lead, then show them these examples and also remind them what US presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had once said, "The future is female."
Now be the first to know about the latest updates on our new news app. Go on your Android or iOS, search for HW News Network. Download our app, choose the language you prefer to get updates in, and be up to date with the latest news.